This is Peter with another video, and for that matter with another brand new channel in this one. For those of you that know me, welcome back and thanks for clicking on the link or the links that we have shared together with my partner so you can find us on this new channel. Actually, this new channel is going to be kind of managed or run by me, better say, myself. So we're going to share today with you very important tips. By the way, if you catch me saying we all the time, I mean me and my wife, as you know us from the main channel. Pretty much this new one is going to be about, let's say, on the verge of the main one. So it's going to be about personal growth, maybe finance or budgeting videos sometimes. Videos that are related to traveling and more. And to start the first series of this video, today's video, as you have already seen from the title or the thumbnail of this video, is going to be about, okay, now that I think about it, some of you might not have seen the thumbnail because you might be redirected in here through our link directly. But anyway, for the others, it's going to be about the 4 main brands of the car. And actually, since we consider traveling a great experience and actually a very important experience, one of the most important experiences in life, we're going to share this ultimate guide on how you can choose if you've got something like a couple of extra thousands of dollars, let's say, and for some of you that might have been thinking for a long time to purchase a new car, then this is going to be just the right video for you. So make sure to watch till the end, as we always do from the very beginning, especially when we record long videos like we intend to do on this one. Actually, this video is going to be long, and we know because we are going to get into details, and when I say details, I mean details about everything. So without wasting any time, I will jump straight into the video and first explain its content or the blueprint of the video. But before I do that, make sure somewhere here you should see a red subscribe button, just as this one. I might actually put a link in here as well, so you can subscribe directly to the channel. This is a brand new one, no videos uploaded yet, no videos on our channel. We will share this one, will most certainly be the very first video. Make sure if you enjoy this kind of videos about personal investing in yourself, your thoughts, your opinions, your ideas, and finally your finances, then you can certainly have the wish, or you need to definitively click on the subscribe button. Okay, so what to expect from this video? The very first things will be very interesting, and throughout the whole video we're going to share bonuses and tips with you. So we will be focusing on 4 main brands. We will be focusing on the best car we think is necessary for outdoor traveling or for traveling in general, because the cars that you can use, let's say like in daily life, might not be good for the outdoor, but the cars that you use for outdoor might be just as good for the daily life. Even though this might not apply to everything, but it's, let's say, like a general rule of thumb for us. So what you do, the very first thing, or what we actually gonna do, is we will take into review one of the Ford's car. The brand, let's say, or the make is the Ford. Now remember guys, we're not going to spoil, or we're not going to show immediately or from the very beginning what is going to be the model, even though we haven't done that for the Ford one. We have done that for the BMW, so the X5, and we have done that for the Mercedes. And as we always do, we always share a 4th tip or a 4th, let's say, secret, something like it's an extra with you. So for now, let's just call it the P1. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and what we're going to do is we will take into consideration all this stuff. So we will be focusing on the fuel consumption, we will be focusing on the general price, the elegance, even though all these cars are super in our opinion, and the 4th one is going to be probably the best. Sometimes it's taken as an example. For those of you that know the brands or the makes, you know already what this thing is. And then we're going to be talking about durability and how easy or how difficult it might be to find available parts in countries such as United States, Australia or Canada. Without wasting any time, one more time, subscribe to the channel. I will jump straight into that. Now, you're going to take a look, so there are going to be something like 4 tabs in here, and you see a 5th one. This one is going to be an extra tip that we will be sharing with you on how you can better select between, or you better select amongst the 4. Now this is going to be the 2021 version, even though worry not, because we will not be looking for cars that are produced or cars that are thrown into the roads for the first time in 2021, because we don't want our viewers to spend something like $1,000, actually $100,000, because $1,000 you cannot find any decent car these days, unfortunately. So we will be not looking for high prices. We will try to keep it at around 10k. That is going to be pretty much the price for all these cars, because remember, these are outdoor cars and not cheap cars that you can find on every market or on every place that you try to go. Without wasting time, I will jump straight into the first one. By the way, guys, I'm going to show you first what page we will be using and what page we normally use whenever we make these researches. So the very first page that we actually use is called Cars for Sale, and as we always do, we always reveal the name of the website here at the very top, because we don't want to keep our viewers let's say having this feeling of what is happening or having some suspense or something. We share the things pretty straightforward from the very beginning. Now, Cars for Sales is one of the greatest websites out there whenever it comes to finding your cars. They've got thousands of cars, and when I say thousands, I literally mean thousands of cars. You're going to see that for each model, if I simply search for something like Audi or BMW, you're going to see that if I search for a certain model, next to it you're going to see how many cars they possess or how many cars are already in their database. And if you take a look in here, for example, if we're looking for an A7, here there are 332 available options, but this is not the most popular car in here. If you can see, for an A4, nearly 2000. If you go down a little bit, I'm pretty sure that there will be a model of an Audi that is more popular than that one. Or actually the A4 must be or might be the most popular, at least in this page. So we've got the A4, which is on the first place, and then after that we've got the Q5, which is a very decent model. But as I told you already, today we will be focusing on something else. We will not be focusing on Audi because we have reviewed Audi on our main channel before. So we will be looking for something else. First of all, let me explain you how you can make the best search on this page whenever it comes to having a car for personal traveling, for personal outdoors life, or whatever it comes. So remember, traveling and finances or traveling and budgeting goes all the time hand in hand, because without the decent budgeting or without the decent analysis of your expenses, you can never manage on time, or you can never manage, for that matter of fact, to have some traveling or some smooth traveling experience, unless you don't want to end up in the middle of nowhere with no money in your pocket for gas. So with that being said, I will jump straight into this one, and let me explain all the things that we take under consideration whenever we look for a car. So the first thing, we go to the make and make sure to look for something that is very popular. This is our personal opinion, by the way. A quick disclaimer in here, we are no experts at this. Together with my partner, we have got some experience, because over the course of the years it has happened to us that we have pretty much at least once drive all these cars in here. Some of these cars, for example, we used to have a Ford. I'm not going to reveal yet the model. We have never had an X5, even though we rented one for 2 weeks. We're going to share our experience based on that. We have, let's say, have never had a Benz before, a Mercedes-Benz, but we have rented one as well. Well, for this one, I'm not going to reveal it yet, even though, as I told you earlier, those of you that know about cars, one thing or two, you know what this thing is. Just remember, this is the fanciest one. Now, moving back to the main page, you're going to see here that we've got the model or the brand name. After that, you're going to see all the models that it offers. It's going to be the range, the minimum price, and the maximum price. Because regardless of how much you might love or how much you might want to have a car, remember, it always will come down to the limitation of the price. That is at least one of the most important things. Without wasting any time, let's head over to the first one. And as you can already see, we are talking about Ford Explorer. So this is going to be the Ford Explorer in our location, let's say. Now remember, guys, whenever you search or whenever you come to the carsforsale.com in here, and I simply search for a make like Audi, and I simply search for the models, the very first thing that you're going to notice is that the most relevant, or for that matter of fact, the most expensive ones might come at the top. Now what we need to do is we certainly need to have some sorting. So what we're going to do, first of all, we are going to look for models that are around 2015, and that is going to be the same for even the other brands that we have got in here actually. So what we do, we are going to take a look at what this filter thing offers. So it's going to give us first the possibility of having the possibility of searching on our area. So we are not going to limit that or anything. It's going to be like the maximum. Okay, so we can ever even extend, let's say, like the possibilities in here, because we are looking for possibilities that are beyond 100 miles. Then we've got the new used. We are looking here for used cars, but we will make sure not to check this one because it's going to filter out itself. We're not going to put any limitation for the filter and not any limitation for the trim. So for now we leave this as it is, and the thing that we're going to change, not the color definitely, the thing that we're going to change is just the year. So we scroll down and we try to look for the year, even though it's weird to me because I cannot see the year right now, but I'm pretty sure it should be somewhere in here. Now, whenever you don't find where the year thing is, as we are doing right now, you can try to rank them from the lowest to the highest, or you can simply press CTRL, which is, let's say, like a cool tool from the keyboard, and you simply search for year. Okay, now I found that, here it is, and I set the year from 2015 up till 2015. Again, okay, like this is not going to show me any details, so I set it 2015 till 2015, and now I made sure that I've got only 2015 brands. And for that matter of fact, you're going to see that the 2015 Ford Explorer costs around 15,000. Now we're going to show you something that is very, very important whenever it comes to selecting a car. If you take a look here on the right, you're going to see that there is the price, and if the price says something like 3,000 below the average, trust me guys, you're not looking for this, because if the car has got that much of a difference from the average, it either means that the seller went crazy and decided to give you some $3,000 to give it to you and never get it back, or there might be a problem with the car. Now that might not always be the case, but we make sure that this is around the average and not that much above the average or below the average. So we make sure it should be within the frame. If it is something like this, then yes, we might go for this one, because some people might not like the red color, some others might think that it does not look very beautiful, or it does not have that special features or things, and yes, people can certainly go about this or about this. So this one might be a good car. If we actually click on this one, we're going to see, and we will start in a couple of seconds rating that for the fuel consumption, we will start rating it for the price, we will start rating that for the elegance, parts, durability, and then, because I forgot to tell you this at the beginning, if you take a look, we will rate all the cars X out of 10, and then 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, it will make 50. So that is going to bring down the total of how much score we're going to give throughout the whole cars out of 50, which is going to be a pretty decent game, if we can call it so. So taking a look at the price, this might be a little bit beyond our league, because we told you that the price that we're looking for in here is going to be something like 10 to 15k. But if you look for a Ford Explorer of 2015, you're going to see that the prices are higher than that, so we might actually change the price a little bit, so it's going to be 15 to 20. So this is the new range that we're going to set for this one, as I'm pretty sure that we can never find X5 or actually an ML from 2015 to be that cheap. So we're going to change the price thing a little bit in here. So remember, this is seen like a long time return or investment, or it's not going to be something that will be out of the road for the next couple of years, let's say. So it's a very decent investment. Now the price is 18 or 19,000, better say, so 19k for this one, and it's sold by the Callahan Motor Company. By the way guys, this is just a random pick that we have got. We're not trying to recommend you buy this one, or we're not trying to advertise it or whatsoever. So what we're doing is we're simply sharing these details just to take as an example. Now the condition used, pretty much like all the cars that we are going to kind of review today. So the transmission is going to be automatic. We're going to have that 4.4 wheel. The mileage is pretty decent, to be honest, for this car. it has got a 3.5 liter V6 and it has got the fuel type gasoline. So in this way we're going to rate the very first thing that we will be rating out of the cars. So the fuel consumption, to be honest, this might not be the most economical car out there. So for the fuel consumption, definitely a V6 motor on a big SUV will cost some gas money. Okay, so it definitely requires to have some gas, and here you've got the fuel economy, how much you're expecting to spend if you've got this car. So what we're going to do is we're going to rate it, and in our opinion the ratio for the Ford is going to be something like 6 out of 10, because this might not be, in our opinion, the most beautiful car out there, even though it has got something like a V6, very powerful, very useful and very good for the outdoor traveling on this car. So what we will be rating next is going to be the price, as compared to what we're going to see next, which is going to be the X5, the ML, and the fourth one. We believe that the price for this one, the price of $19,000, is going to be very decent. So for the price, this is going to be the most economical out of the four options that we have selected from the year 2015. So what we do for the price, this one is going to be a 9 out of 10. The elegance, actually, in our opinion, even though we've got a little bit of European tastes, we go mostly for Mercedes, we go mostly for BMWs, and we go mostly for Audis. So Ford might be a little bit out of our scope, so this is a matter of personal taste. We feel that sometimes the Americans might like Ford more than Mercedes, but it's a matter of taste. So for us, it cannot go further than 8 out of 10. So 8 out of 10 actually is the maximum that we can give for this one. Regarding the available price, this is definitely a 10 out of 10, and let me tell you why. The number one brand that can be easily found when it's compared to these other ones is definitely the Ford. So we believe that Ford has got something like a 50% or 70% let's say tolerance, or a 50% better chance of finding available parts for a Ford in the United States, in Canada, or in Australia, even though Australia might be a kind of different story, than the other three brands. The BMW, the Benz might be rare, and the other one might be rare, but is considered luxurious in the United States. So Ford definitely takes a decent 10 out of 10. For the durability, we cannot go further than 8 out of 10 for this one, because we believe that the Fords have the tendency to be kind of replaced pretty frequently. So actually this one has got very low mile range. If you take a look at the mile range in here, you're going to see that it hasn't got that much of a miles. At least what we do if we buy a car from 0 kilometers, so if we are the first owners of the car, we always make sure to send this by 200. Okay, so this one should definitely be 200, otherwise we don't sell the car. So selling a Ford at this rate, we believe that this Ford is not or might not be around for much, even though when I say around, I mean at least in America, they might go out of the country and be sold somewhere else for different prices. At least there might be some crazy prices for these cars in Europe or in other countries, and that is something that we're going to consider for the future. So doing the math in here, it's going to bring us the calculator. So it's going to be 6 plus 9, that is going to be 15, and 8, it's going to be 22, and then it's going to be 32, and 8 is going to be 40. So we're going to put this 40 out of 50. Let's see if we did the math right. We lost 4 in here, and 1 5, and 2 7, and then another 2 in here. Okay, we might actually be one more time 6 and 1, that is 7, and 8, it's going to be something like okay, just one moment, 7 and 8, it's going to be something like, so let's do the math in here, and here we are. For the first one, we're going to have 6 plus 9, and then it's going to be plus 8, and then plus 10, and then plus 8. So that is going to make a total of 41 out of 50. Very good for the Ford. We're going to make sure that we're going to make this one, all of them, X again, so we can start over with the other maker, which in this case is going to be the BMW, as we have already revealed, or as we have already told you. So what we will be doing in here is this thing in here. We're going to head over to the BMW. The one that we took care of is the BMW X5. By the way, we're not going to look only for the BMWs that are part of our location, so you can definitely extend the range in here. So we can extend the range to any, and whenever it is, we can see all the BMWs actually that are available in this country. So let's wait while that is loading. Okay, so here it is. Now we have got 3,241 results. So we're going to have one more time the ones that are kind of newer or kind of more expensive at the top. But remember, here we're looking from a brand, let's say a brand, actually the brand is the BMW. We're looking for a Model X5 and we're looking for a BMW from 2015. One more time, we go in here to the year and we change the year to 2015 actually. One more. And then we go back in here, making sure that 2015 till 2015, leaving no tolerance. And actually you can see in here, even if we lower the price, or even if we actually start to rate them or to sort them by the lowest one, you're going to still see that the BMW one is not a cheap brand and it's not a cheap model. For this, let's take an example. If we actually take a look at this one, I'm pretty sure that in here we're going to find something wrong with the car just to force or just to prove our example. This one is nearly $10,000 below the average, which reveals that something might not be right with the car. And let's see if this car is crashed or it might have any serious issue or serious damage on the inside or on the motor. So we're going to first take a look in here and we're going to see for any motor checks. Usually it's going to be like a yellow or an orange color here, say showing, let's say, like the logo of the motor. This one does not have it because it might be turned off, even though I don't believe this one is turned off because it has got some motor in here, because it shows that it's kind of turned on at this case. So let's take a look for that and let's see if we're going to notice any scratches or something wrong with the car. Even though in the first view it seems to be perfectly fine and in good condition, let's see if the description is going to tell something different. So it has got all the features in here. We can see all the features of the car, and let's see if we're going to have some details. It has a very low mileage, which in our opinion does not make sense for this car to be sold for this cheap price. So what we will be doing again is we will be looking at the conditions. So this one seems to have, let's say, like a better engine, or at least a smaller fuel consumption than its predecessors, or actually not predecessors, but the one that we actually took into consideration before. So going back to our list, here we will be reviewing the X5. So for the fuel consumption, since we gave Ford, let's say something like 7 out of 10, this one can be an 8 out of 10. Regarding the price, if this one was going to be the one that was going to be in perfect condition, then it would definitely be a 10 out of 10. But remember, this one has been, let's say, like for a higher price, and now it's sold for a very low price. Trust me guys, I know that this BMW definitely should cost much more than that. So this is not going to be the one that we will take under consideration. And matter of fact, if you take a look, you're going to see how fast the price of the BMWs is going to start increasing. And let's take a look at this one, as this one might be, let's say, like a good or a better option. We take a look at the pictures and we're going to see what this one has got to offer. And this one seems more sportive, seems like a very nice BMW, and I would definitely buy this one if I were to be you. Even though I'm not trying to convince you buy this one, these are just random examples that we are getting on this channel just to give you some ideas what to expect from these cars. And it has actually got this cool feature of showing the mileage on the windshield. So let's go back to it. We're going to review the engine. So one more time, it's pretty much the same engine, 3.0 liters i6. The fuel type is the gasoline, and you see in here how much it's expecting to spend, or how much it's expecting to consume for different mile ranges. So what we're going to do in here, we will take a look at the elegance and all the other information that we need to consider whenever we go for buying a BMW or whatever brand. So let's go back over to our lovely Canva thing. Taking a look at the price, we never go for options that show this one, so we will be looking for something in here just to find which is the decent price for the BMW, as we want to be very sincere and we want to be in, let's say, like have a fair share for everyone and have a fair analysis for everyone. So since the Ford Explorer was something like this one, so it's only $19, this is the average price that you're expecting to get for a 2015 model. We will be looking again for the same thing. So we go to the 5th page this time, and you're going to see that the price is still much higher than it is for the Ford one. So this is the price that you're expecting to get, the average price that you're expecting to get for a model like this. So let's suppose that we go for this one, let's say $25,000. And bearing that in mind, bearing that this is beyond our range, the price in here must not be the best thing that we can give the rating to this one. So it can be a 7 out of 10 because the X5 might cost more than the entire other stuff that we will be finding in this list. The elegance is definitely a 10 out of 10 in our opinion. So what we're going to do, make sure to have this within the frame. Here we are. And then for the parts available, on our opinion, on or what we think basically for this case, is that the BMW, it might be hard for you to find available parts in the United States, in countries such as in the Canada or Australia for a BMW. It is much easier to find available parts for these models, for a Ford in the United States, as we previously mentioned or as we previously stated, than it is to find for a car like this. So actually, let's take a look and see if color means anything basically to this car. So if we actually select only the black cars, it seems like there is no vehicles for now. So if we select the white ones, it seems like the vehicles thing is not, the colors thing is not something that it's working pretty fine right now, because I'm pretty sure that I saw a lot of black and white cars in here. So I don't believe that it should have shown 0 results. Anyway, here we are taking a look at some of the BMWs. So let's head over again to the pages where the price of the BMWs is considered to be the most decent one. So let's go back in here. So we're still looking for a car of 2015. Bear that in mind, guys. So scroll down, let's scroll down a little bit more, and we're looking for something decent. I feel that we're getting closer. So take a look at this price. This is what I'm looking at, making sure that it's going to be something around 0, so we can discover the final price, or we can discover the average price for the BMW. Even though, remember guys, this one is pretty cool, for example, and you're going to see that this one is the average price that you're expecting to buy a BMW like this in these days in the United States. If we actually take a look at the car, we believe that this one is in good condition. The mileage is good as well. This one has a 3.0 i6. I stands for kind of something like, a smart way of making spend less fuel. So it's going to be like kind of efficient. So it's going to be a fuel economical thing. So it's showing actually the tires. By the way, guys, one of the most important things that you need to look at, since we're here, whenever you buy a car for outdoor purposes, is the tires, because you cannot go off-road, or you cannot go for an outdoor experience with a luxurious SUV like an X5 without having the proper tires. Always make sure it should never be below 90% or 85% consummation. So never like that, otherwise you're going to get into trouble. Because your car might not have the right braking system working correctly, the ABS, and there is a whole bunch of things. By the way, you know that some of these cars might have 6 seats. So we will be looking for that, and I believe that this car does not have the 6 seats option. So this one has 1, 2, 3, and then there are 5 seats available. I believe that it should be written somewhere in here. By the way, since we're at this picture, you're going to see that this car has got like an Harman Kardon model, which is one of the best whenever it comes to having a great listening experience, whatever it is, audio, music, or whatever you intend or plan to listen while you are in your car. The average price for the mileage is very good, and as you can see, it offers a very decent price. So it's kind of lowering the price with the passing of time, and the price comes down. It has changed from something, it's like 4 days, it has come down by $300. By the way, keep looking for the deals, because in here you can find the pattern, and you're going to know when is the next day that they are going to have a discount, so you can go and buy and save yourself a couple of dollars. If you intend to buy this car, if you seriously intend to buy this car, I mean, pretty surely you should have an agreement before with them about the price, so then you can go and inspect and check the car and everything. Now, going back to our, let's say, ratio, we're going to see that for the parts available, this one cannot go further than a 7 out of 10. For the durability, believe me guys, a BMW is very great, but this one is going to be a 9 out of 10. So making a calculation, we've got still the 41 in here from our Ford friend, so it's going to be an 8 for this one, plus a 7, plus 10, plus 7, plus 9, for a whopping 41. So the two first, it's a draw, because this one leaves less in price, while Ford left some points in elegance and won some others in parts available. Remember, I'm pretty sure that all of these three will not go further than 7 whenever it comes to the part available. Only Ford can get more than 7. Matter of fact, it got 8. It got 10 in here for the Ford, and then this one lost some points in price but won 1 point in the fuel consumption. So what we will be doing in here is we're going to take a look at some other models. So this one was definitely what took our attention from this series of BMWs, and we definitely like those kind of black front lights. Actually, it seems like this one is not the only BMW that they own. We've got another one in here. I don't know if this is, let's say, like a personal seller or whatever it might be. So in this case, we will simply close this or leave it as it is right now, because we might come in here. By the way guys, something that might justify the price a little bit might be the high mileage in here, so as to compare it with the other one. So this one has got something like 60,000 miles less, or 65, something 62, 63, like that. Okay, that might kind of change the, let's say, the price in here, even though still it's a lot of money to be below that much. So what we will be doing again, we go for the this one in here. We have changed already the X5. Now we're going to go for the next option. So we leave it as it is, because we might go back to get examples from this one. And so far we're going to go in here again to the main page of car for sales, and this time we will be looking for a Mercedes. So we look to Mercedes, and then we look for the here we are. So one more time, we select Mercedes-Benz, and then we select the models. Bear with me just for a moment. Okay, it seems like we need to just reload the page. Here we are again. Select Mercedes, and it's not loading the models. We go home. Let me see if it works if we select another brand. So for now, Mercedes seems to have an issue, because they might be working with that or something. But let's move over to the other. So it seemed to be an issue with the cars for sale page. Whenever you go to search for the Mercedes, it's going to show that they are still working on the Mercedes thing. Probably they are adding some cars in there. So we will go back to the old friend Autoscode only for the Mercedes. By the way, The prices might change a little bit since the prices might be in euros in here. So what we have done so far, we have searched for the Mercedes-Benz, the same model, so it's going to be just a different page. It's going to be the ML from 2015. And if you actually take a look, you're going to see the prices might vary. So be very careful on what you select in here. By the way, we will be doing a sorting from the price, from the lowest actually to the highest. And starting with the lowest, is this one is not going to give us, let's say, like an idea of how much it's going to cost, or how much actually it's going to say the price, but it's not going to say what kind of let's say what kind of difference it might have from the similar models, like the same way this page is doing. For example, this one is saying that this one should be something like $6,000 below the average, so we know what we will be buying, or we know what we will be looking at least. So what we do in here, we've got some different metrics though. If we actually open this one on a different tab, you're going to see that this one is got some interesting things in here. So let me take a look at the photos, and we're going to see what this car has got to offer. Even though I don't know why I feel this one to have some kind of weird photo thing or whatever. I really hope that this be the real pictures of the car, either that or this is huge or great quality of the pictures. One more time, going back to the car, you're going to see the mileage. So the mileage in here actually is in kilometers. You're going to see the first registration, you're going to see the power, and what they actually offer in here, of course, is going to be a used car, and what they offer as well is going to be how much this car can spend. Taking a look at the energy consumption or the fuel consumption is diesel, as it is pretty much for all the cars in here, apart from this one. This one is usually found in gasoline. So what we do is we take a look at the fuel consumption. 6.8 liters combined is definitely a good fuel consumption, even though this is not considered to be an economical car. So to be said easily, or to be said in simple words, this one is not the most economical car that you can find out there. In the city it might spend way more than this, trust me guys, this is just an average, while sometimes it might go more than 10 or 12 liters per 100 kilometers. This one might even go lower than this one, actually, than 6.3, it might go 5.9, 6, something like this. It has got a emission class, actually Euro 6. For those of you that know what it is, you can leave some comments down below so you can explain it to the others. And there were some details in there, unnecessary details. If we actually go back to the page one more time, we're going to see some other cars, as I feel that the pictures for this one might not be enough. If I actually open the other model in here, you're going to see all the features that it offers, and this one feels like more real or a better experience, at least for the viewers. So anyway, we will be looking for a more fancier or for a fancier car in here, and this one might be what a real Mercedes has got to offer, together with this series of great cars that they've got in their garage. So we will be looking at this great car. I'm looking for something that might have like an AMG let's say steering wheel in here, even though I don't believe that we might find one in stock in here. Okay, just going back from the beginning. So we will be still looking at the average price for these cars. Anyway, this one might have the AMG rims, but not the steering wheel. So going to the next page, we're going to see what Mercedes has still got to offer for this one. So we're still taking a look at the price, and we see the price increasing, even though I believe something like 28 euros, 1,000 euros is going to be the average price for this model, as Mercedes never tolerates, or actually the depreciation of Mercedes is in high values. These kind of cars, usually when they are sold for the first time in their first year, this definitely should have cost something like 70 or 80,000 euros. I'm saying for the models that is 6.3, like the full version, the full everything for this car. Something that I noticed from here, the tires do not seem to be in good condition, and bearing in mind that we're looking actually for a car to be used in the outdoor traveling, this might not be the option that we can go for. If you simply take a look at the tires, it seems like they are not tires at all, and definitely the tires might need to be changed. By the way, the fuel consumption for this model definitely is higher than the other one, as this one tends to have, let's say, like a fuel type of gasoline. Okay, it's not diesel, it's gasoline, and it spends way more fuel than the previous one. So this one is not going to be the best option that you can have. This one can be for some guys that are, let's say, like rich or something, that are looking for power and they cannot tolerate money for power. So what we are here for, we will be looking at some other models. So by the way, this is the model in here. Taking a look at the taking a look at the Mercedes, you're going to see that we've got different models. So we scroll down a little bit and we can find a car with a smaller thing, but it's not about a 2015. So it's going to be something from the previous years, as we made sure that we only select the 2015. So let me actually go back to it one more time. I'm going to select 350. So here we are. And if I actually scroll down, I'm going to have some great options for the Mercedes in here. A counterpart or something that is similar to the ML is the GLE, or this one that we have reviewed in one of our videos previously. So I'm going to remove all the filters. I will go back from the beginning, select Mercedes, then I will go in here and select the GLE. So let me actually take a look at that. I will go to the G section, GL, and somewhere here should be the GLE. Here it is. This is the thing that I was talking about. If you take a look in here, you're going to see that this one is pretty similar to the first version that we reviewed. But if you take a look at the lamps, or if you take a look at the rims, you're going to see that it's entirely different. Okay, entirely different might be a big word, but it's different. It's pretty different. So if we open this one, you're going to see what I'm talking about. If you take a look at this one, this offers a real experience. This one is going to offer a real experience for the Mercedes, and this is what it will look like on a 360 rotation view. So here we are. This is what you're expecting to see once you get into the Mercedes, and you will be somewhere here. Okay. This one has got the AMG device, AMG steering wheel, and here you can see let's say, like the dashboard and everything from this car. It's wood. It's a very expensive material and something that Mercedes never fails to offer for the price. Now we're going to move over a little bit to the rating regarding the price. So let me make this one big again. I will go back to the other page. Here we are, 360 views. Start the rotation. Okay, I will go a little bit closer like this, and I will give you a better view of what we're expecting to see whenever we are inside the Mercedes, inside the GLE. This is what you're expecting to see once you go there. Anyway, let me make this one small for you right now. Here we are here. Okay, and let's take a look at the car, everything that it has got to offer. It's definitely a great car and definitely in great condition. But regarding the price, this one might be the most expensive out of the four. So speaking of that, we will go back again to the rating. So here we are at the ML. We're going to put the X first for all of this so we can start our rating, and finally we can have our calculation for these cars. Now, starting from the fuel consumption, you are not looking for a Mercedes that has got a fuel consumption of gasoline. You're looking for something that is like this. This one has got diesel, and you can see that it has got a great fuel consumption when compared to the other two. So for the fuel consumption, we're going to put something like 8 out of 10. The price is not the best thing that the ML or the GLA from the Mercedes has got to offer, so this cannot go further than 7. The elegance is a bold 10 out of 10. Remember guys, this is personal taste. For the parts available, we can say that Mercedes has got its community, or it has got its everything basically pretty much shared, even in countries such as United States, Canada. Durability, definitely we think we definitely think a Mercedes is always, pretty much always, a 9 out of 10. We cannot give it a 10 out of 10 because pretty much there is no car that is 10 out of 10, but that depends on experience. Apart from some Volvos, there used to be great cars. So what we're doing here is we are simply going to calculate all the things together. So starting from 8 plus 7 plus 10 plus 8 plus 9, and that is going to be 42. So far we've got a winner. So it's going to be 42 out of 10. Now, heading over to our good old friend Cars for Sale. We will go in here, and this time we will be looking for drums, please, as we are about to reveal the 4th model, and it's going to be a Porsche. So we're looking for a Porsche. Now it's going to load all the models, and we wait a little bit because this page now seems to be updating. So Porsche, we go to the models and we simply reload it so it can give us, let's say, like a possibility of at least searching for a Porsche. I don't know if something's wrong with the page or something might be wrong with I don't know, the traffic or whatever it might be. So we simply search for Porsche and we might even find it somewhere else. So let's go back to Autoscot and we're going to select the logo. Let's try to take a look at the Porsche in here. So we simply search for Porsche and here it is. And the model that we will be looking on Porsche is going to be the SUV version, because remember, this video is all about SUV, so we will be looking for a Cayenne. Now the next thing that we're going to consider whenever it comes to finding today's cars is going to be definitely the price. I'm sorry, apart from the price is going to be the year. So price, and we've got the year in here and the first registration and everything. So we're going to be looking for cars from 2015 till 2015. And here we are. We're going to have some fun in here, as it seems the Porsche is going to be the most expensive thing out of the four. Remember, these cars are first registered in 2015, but not necessarily be, let's say, like old cars or anything. If we actually go for a lower year, something like 2013, let's say, we're going to see that we can have some better prices. If I actually open this one, we're going to see what we're expecting to buy with $30,000, actually euros. So the color is very specific and it's very decent and very unique to be honest. So it's brown, and even the interior seems to be brown, which is pretty great of Porsche. So they are not giving that black interior, black everywhere, but it's a very special one. It has got some great details found on the Porsche. If we actually go down a little bit, you're going to see the first registration. You're going to see the mileage, which in my opinion it's pretty low and pretty decent. The fuel type is diesel, the same way we want it. And if we actually go down a little bit, you're going to see all the details that this car offers. Taking a look at the diesel, it has got a particular filter, which means that the car has not got, let's say, that much of fuel consumption, or better say, it has not got that much of fuel of environment, let's say, issues, or it might cause, let's say, environmental issues to the environment or whatever. So the fuel consumption, it's going to be 7.2 for 100 kilometers combined. Then it's going to have 8.4, but trust me, this one can go higher than this in the city, and then 6.5, but it might go lower for the let's say, like traveling from the country to another in autostrades, let's say. So pretty much we've got the CO2 emissions in here, which is something that we are not taking a particular look at. We've got the equipment, everything that it offers. So it has got air conditioning, it has got armrest, pretty much all the things that we expect to get in a very luxurious SUV. By the way, guys, from the very beginning, we told you that this video is not going to be very similar to the videos that we have shared before. So remember, this is not the economy class. We're looking for cars that is going to be or will be great for the outdoor traveling, but not necessarily cheap cars, or not necessarily cars that you can send to the mountain and never get a headache if you scratch it or something. These cars are very luxurious, good for the outdoor traveling, but not that good for the unsafe outdoor traveling. So you're looking for something pretty decent in here. So let me go back to the old good friend Canva, and this time we will be rating the Porsche. So what I'm going to do is I will put one more time an X for all of this. By the way, guys, I don't know how many of you I've still got, let's say, with me on the line or still watching the video, but since we are here, I'd like to grab my attention, or to grab your attention and invite you to subscribe to the channel. So take a look in here. The channel is all about personal growth, traveling, and much more. We share videos only from our real experience. There will be a red subscribe button in here. Make sure to do that. It means the world to us. And leave a like on this video, because that means a lot for me and about this long video that we are sharing. So going back to the Porsche, let's go back to the Canva. For the fuel consumption, as you already saw, this one offers great fuel consumption, so 7.2, but it's a little bit higher than its previous comparison that we make with the ML or with the GLE. So this one is going to be something like 8 out of 10. Regarding the price, this one is something like expensive, because you cannot find a Porsche from 2015 that is below 40,000. Remember, this one is from 2013. So if you take a look in here, the first registration has been in 2014. So the Porsche is going to be actually the most expensive out of the four. For the price, 7 out of 10. The elegance cannot be questioned, depending on the taste, but for us. Parts available can be found easily, we believe, but yet not as easy as for the Ford. And for the durability, we can give this one a 9 out of 10 as the other car. So going back to our friend calculator, we simply search for 8 plus 7 plus 10 plus 8 plus 9, and that is going to be a whopping 42. So far we're going to have two draws. So the first one is going to be the race between the Ford and the X5, because they've got a similar rating, and the other one is going to be the race between ML and Porsche. So both of these things are going to give you the possibility of having, let's say, like 42 out of 50. So 42 out of 50 for the Mercedes, 42 out of 50 for Porsche, 41 out of 50 for Ford, and 41 out of 50 for the X5. So going back, just to make a quick recap for the cars, guys, the first thing that we showed you was how to actually search for cars. We normally use carsforsale.com. It's going to give you a great possibility of finding all the cars, and you can use the filter results. You can use your search radius, even though we don't recommend this one, because we can certainly go beyond 100 miles in a radius and search for cars. Second, make sure to list your cars or to sort them by either days, looking for something that is hot and listed recently, or looking for something that has got a low price, or you can take a look in here on the changes. So we always look for used cars, as we don't want to spend thousands of dollars in a new car. We normally don't buy cars that are cheap, because we know that in something like 2 or 3 years it might be actually out of the market. So we look for something that is very decent. This one, for example, might be a good thing, the Audi Q7, even though that might be part of our videos in the next video. So the next thing that we take a look at is the price. So we look for the price, we look for the mileage, even though we don't focus a lot on the mileage, because we know that cars like this, we know that, okay, for the Ford it might be a problem, but for the X5, for the ML or GLA, and for the Porsche, let me type the Porsche in here, it might not be a problem. Okay, so these cars can go. I've got a friend of mine that has a Mercedes from 2006, and it is well beyond 500,000 kilometers, and that is a great number. So that is a big number. Now we don't look a lot at the mileage, we look for the year. Certainly we look for the year. We made sure that the cars that we brought to you today, or the cars that we compared today, were cars within the same year. So we took a look at the 2015 Ford Explorer. We took a look at the X5, again from 2015, and in here you can see the difference in price. So we started from the cheapest price, which is 18, or let's say better say $19,000. Then we move over a bit to the 2015 X5, which has got like a higher price as expected. Then this one has got a low price, but we don't trust this metric in here. That brings all the thing together with the mileage, so it has got more miles than the others. Then we took a look at the Porsche, and we took a look at the Cayenne. So this is the Porsche Cayenne and the GLE, even though we got rid of the GE now because we couldn't open this other one, and it seems like Cars for Sale is kind of uploading files, or they are kind of listing hot cars in there, and they cannot load the Mercedes section and the Porsche section. So going back to our thing, we took care, let's say we took care for the fuel consumption, we took care, or we actually took under consideration the price, we took under consideration the elegance, which for most of these cars, apart from the Ford, we believe that these three cars are great, or are in great shape whenever it comes to the elegance and everything. The parts available, the absolute winner is the Ford one, because we are considering countries such as the United States, probably United Kingdom, but not that much, Australia and Canada. So Ford is the top tier king in these countries. Regarding the durability, we believe that the X5, the ML or the GLA and the Porsche are superior to the inferior Ford regarding this one, just because when you take a look in the streets, there are more there are more cars from 2015, or actually all cars from 2005 and something that look more of a Porsche than other ones, even though it might be an issue, or it might be a question whenever it comes to the taxes. So that might not be considered, but sometimes it might be. So this is something that we take under consideration actually, but it might depend, it might differ for you. This was the word differ, so I was looking for that word. Anyway, one more time, going back to the cars, we can see that we have got different option in here. Going back actually to the page, you can see that you can search based on the maker, or you can search based on the model. You're going to see that you will have all the available options in here. And if you actually search from the beginning, if you actually go to Cars for Sale, you're going to see that next to the cars, you're going to see how many cars that they offer actually. Together with that, you can choose the exterior color, even though we never do that because we don't want to have, let's say, like limitations. Okay, that was a word. Going back again, so to give a final review, we believe that Ford might be a great option for all of you that don't want to spend that much money on a luxurious car. So the Ford price starts from $19,000. Then we've got the 2015, the BMW X5, which is in the second price and the second place for the whenever it comes to the price. Then we've got the GLE, and finally the most expensive one is the Porsche. Remember one more time, if we actually go back on this one, this is the Porsche from 2014, while the Porsches from 2015 might go well beyond 45 or well beyond $40,000. So these are new Porsches, actually very good cars that will be probably in the street for the next couple of years. It seems like we might have a cheaper Porsche in here. Otherwise, anyway, you can see that it is in great conditions. And one of the most important things that you need to take good care of, or you need to check whenever you buy an off-road car or your car that you might partially use for the off-road, make sure to check the tires always. So pretty much this was what we wanted to share in today's video with you guys. One more time, you've got the full review in here. Remember, this is our personal opinion, and in no parts of this video we tried to make you buy something, because these were just some random examples. It could have been this one, it could have been another one, but these are just some random examples that we shared, focusing or taking under consideration these five important aspects whenever you choose to buy a car for off-road or for traveling. Remember, this might not be considered the proper cars for off-road, but this might be considered great cars for traveling. As you see, most of them have a great let's say, fuel economy whenever it comes to long travelings. This might not be the greatest cars in traffic, but they are absolutely great cars for long distances and for long traveling. One more time, make sure to subscribe to the channel. As you can see already, and as I've already mentioned several times, this channel is all about personal growth, all about traveling and much more. And as I always do, I will share with you things that are related to my own personal experience. I told you that some of these cars were driven by me. So Ford was driven for something like a long time, X5 for something like 2 weeks, and Porsche only briefly. But nevertheless, I got the experience of what it was like to drive a Porsche, what it was like to drive an ML, and what it was like to drive an X5, and definitely a good couple of years with the Ford. So these were nothing but our own sincere and personal opinions. We made sure to give some evidence or to give some justification of why we put this one with real example from the pages that we took under consideration whenever we gave that rating, based on the engine, based on everything that we thought about the pages. So one more time, subscribe to the channel, a like from you guys would mean a lot, and keep supporting us on this new channel as well on the big channel as well. So pretty much this was today's video. See you on the other one, and make sure to leave a thumbs up. Thanks.